think how I got into old-time music, I grew up with it around in the community, certainly. Grew up going to street dances and
Whereabouts were you?
Bakersfield, North Carolina. And but I don't really even listen much to music or get that into it until I went off to college. And then it was one of those things just sort of struck me. And I remember saw this video of a fiddler from my hometown, and it was on Folkways with David Holt, and he did a little segment on Red Wilson, and Red Wilson was from my area, and he actually played for my parents' wedding. And and I remember watching him, and he didn't really necessarily do anything really fancy, but I really loved his playing, and I just said, I was like, man, he played this one slow song, Down in the Wool Garden, and I said, man, if I could just play that and nothing else, just that, like even horribly, I'd be really happy. So I went and I decided I'd go get my brother's fiddle out of the closet. And I took it out, and it was, he hadn't played it in years, and the strings were all, kind of messed up. So I tried to tune one, and it was like, pop! And I was like, ah! So I just put it back in the case under the bed, and decided I didn't want to have anything to do with that because it would break strings. So I needed another fiddle. I was afraid now to use this one or to even let anyone know that I broke a string. So I actually went and I was a scenic design major, and I had worked in plays backstage, done a lot of carpentry kind of stuff, and grew up in a family artist. We made a lot of things. So I can make a fiddle. I didn't really have the money to buy one, and so I decided I'm gonna make one. And there's only one guy around that made fiddles. And so I went and stayed with him, and he sort of taught me to make my first one. And it was eventually, the more I started going with him to learn and help me learn how to play or make the fiddle, I realized we started to kind of get to where we were doing more playing eventually than talking about making instruments. And that's kind of how I guess got started.
And who was he?
Ray Dillard. But this is a kind of weird tuning here. It goes by different names. I think I've heard it called Dead Man's Tuning, or D-Dad or Triple D. There's more D's than there's just never too many D's. It's a D, A, D, D. But it gives you this great droney sound. Some would say it sounds kind of like a bagpipe, but you might recognize this tune. And it comes from a great fiddler named Bill Stepp over in Kentucky. This might make you think of Copeland. It might make you think of Boston Market. Hopefully not. It was their theme song.